Like Panasiuk, how long you been working on that beard? Is it where you want it to be?
Oh no, what? No, I still got probably all the way down to here to
Like
go.
Gandalf?
Oh yeah,
That's what you're going for?
something like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've been growing it for. I got it trimmed up right before camp, so just to get a little cleaned up.
Yeah.
But a couple months maybe. But I still got a long way to go.
Looking sharp now. A lot of brothers on this team. It's kind of become a tradition at Michigan State, whether it's the Bullas or the Dowells, and now you with your brother Jacob. Take us through that relationship, what that's like, that dynamic, how you've built not only as brothers but teammates through this experience.
Oh, I mean, definitely. When you're building chemistry, it's obviously a lot easier to build chemistry when you've been with someone growing up your whole life. And with one brother, with me coming in early, I know a lot of the guys, brought Jacob in like he was family. So the chemistry just built off like that, and he didn't feel like he was excluded or anything like that. And Coach D always mentions it's the people that are here that make this university so great. And that's one of the things in bringing families in together. It just makes this team so much better.
Your teammates in the trenches, they're like brothers to you as well. Take us through what it's like working with Raekwon Williams on a daily basis.
Oh. That's Pepper. We call each other Salt and Pepper. It's a dynamic duo. So, he's like a brother to me. He's from Chicago. I'm 30 minutes out of Chicago. So, I don't know. I just feel like me and him. He's just like my brother that I just met in college. So, me and him connect so well. We play with each other so well. Communicate all the time. And it's honestly like I feel like I've been playing with him for such a long time.
Another guy on the outside there, and Kenny Willikis, just his story of coming out of nowhere and making the type of impact he has. What example does that set for you and the rest of the team?
Kenny, I remember when I played my freshman year, he was still a walk-on, didn't have any scholarship, nothing like that. He was still trying to find his spot, where he was going to play and stuff like that. And I remember he was telling me, he was like, man, I don't know why I can't get on the field, stuff like that. And I'm like, don't worry about it. Just keep pushing yourself, and you'll get there. And then, as time goes by, and all of a sudden, people are talking about him, Kenny Willikis, but I'm so proud of him. Me and him have been together ever since I came in here. He kind of took me under his wing and showed me around and stuff like that. So, having him out there too just makes us all so much better.
You're used to hearing two voices as coordinators, and that worked in the past with Harlan Barnett now moving to Florida State, and now it's all Coach Tressel. What, if anything, changes? Have you noticed anything early in camp the first week?
Honestly, I haven't really noticed that much of a difference. Coach Tressel, he brings the energy just like Coach Barnett did. Really similar people, but we're still getting after it. We still have the same team. Losing the coach obviously hurt us a little bit, but we still have the same mindset as a defense.
A defensive line can be so important. Like, that being a part of the team that you were last year, the comeback story. A lot of what I'm hearing from Kenny and others is got to improve the pass rush. How do you do that?
Personally, I think just improving the pass rush, communication's big. Trying to see if offensive line looks like they're sitting in a pass stance and yelling out pass. And me, Kenny, Ray, we've all had the experience from last year that we can already pick up the stances from offenses and stuff like that. So if we can pick up stuff like that easier, it's just going to make us maybe a lot easier for us. And working hand technique too. Obviously, if you defeat the hands, you defeat the man. So we're working on that a lot this year.
Leadership was a big question last year, and that was emphatically answered with Brian Allen on one side of the ball and, of course, Chris Fry on the other. Take us back to what Chris Fry did to bring the team back together on defense, and where Joe Bocci, yourself, and others are taking it from there.
I saw one thing, it was like an interview, I think like a couple of days ago, where a couple of media people were talking about Chris Fry and didn't know who he was because now he's at the Carolina Panthers, and they were saying he never takes his helmet off, he never talks, he just flies around the ball and stuff like that. He's just so energetic and he just brings so much to the table that a lot of the guys like Joe Bocci, Byron Zola, Kenny Willikis, Matt Morrissey, Grayson, all of them are just took a couple of things from Chris as he was a leader, and they're trying to become leaders. They are leaders on our team now. We're all leaders. We all took something from Chris and trying to bring it to the table.
That no-fly defense got a lot of hype back in the day 5 years ago when they put it all together and keyed a run that went all the way, should have been to a national semifinal, but didn't have the playoff in place at that point. How does this defense compare? How much do you know about that unit? How much do you try to maybe follow in their footsteps and kind of do what they did?
I mean, personally, as a D line, we just try to get to the quarterback, trying to make it easier for the DB, so the quarterback doesn't get the ball off. But having the no fly behind us, David Dow coming back, first team All-American, first team All Big Ten. So I mean, we have confidence. Our defense is really confident this year, and it'll be interesting to see what we can do this year.
How would you define or describe success for your unit this year? You got some big matchups. You always do each and every year, starting with Utah State, but then of course going to Arizona State, rivalry matchups, Michigan, Ohio State. Where do you feel is that next gear?
I mean, personally, I just feel like if we're gonna bring it every day, then keep progressing. Coach D always says 3% better every day. So if we work every day and get 3% better and take it week by week, I feel like we'll be fine.
Finally, what is the impact that Ken Manny has on you personally, on your unit, the defensive line, on the defense as a whole?
I'm personally, us players, we're always in the weight room every single day, so I honestly think that we spend time with Coach Manny and the strength training staff more than our actual coaches. So our relationships with them, I feel like they're like father figures to us, all of them, and just working with them. Obviously I lost a couple pounds since last year, and a lot of the guys got quicker, stronger, so you can tell that Coach Manny's been putting the work in on our bodies.
Thanks a lot, Mike. Appreciate it. Best of luck.